Hello everyone, this is Arnav and today we are going to learn about system design concept. If you are never introduced to system design, this video is the perfect one for you. And this is the most basic one also. In this video, we are going to learn about scaling. The topic is very easy and so let us just draw a diagram. This is some user. This is user 1. And you are a developer of a company and developed a website in your local system. You have written some code and developed your website. Now some user means user 1, it can be 2, user 2, user 3, and many users want to access your website. Now, it is not possible that you're giving access your computer to everyone. Like user 1 want to access your website. So you just give access to your computer and say access it. And user 2 want to access your website. You just give access to your computer. That is not a practical solution. So what is the method to deploy it on some cloud platform? You use just assume that you use AWS, Amazon Web Services. So some server means that in the Amazon big data center, some server, some small server, some small part has been allocated for your website. Just name it server. So it is server 1. Now, whenever an user want to access your website, they can access it through your server through and protocol which you are calling internet. By internet, they can access your server. Now, assume you have an educational website and there are 5 users. There are 5 users daily log into your website and have access to your website. No problem. In the peak exam time, there are, you can say that 5 users converted to 50,000 users. Now, 50,000 users want to access your website at once. But your system are used to like that, there are 5 users today. But suddenly there are 50,000 users. The server will create a crash. Now, how can we solve the problem? You have to put more money. What is the option? You have to put more money. Now there are 2 options which you can. You have server 1, you have server 1. You just add more computational power to your server. Just as in that, the previous server was 8 GB RAM. And you can say there are 4 CPUs. This is your previous server capacity. But in scaling, what we do, we just increase, put more money. You give 5,000 for that server for the previous server. Now you want to upgrade your server. So you put more money and make it 60 GB RAM and 8 CPUs. So it can handle your 50,000 users. That is the way number 1. So the way number 1, this situation is called vertical scaling. Your upgrade to your previous system, upgrading your previous system is called vertical scale. Now we're trying to just understand what is horizontal scale. You have to put more money, and what we are trying to do, you have the previous server, you have 8 GB RAM. That is your previous server capacity and 4 GB. You just don't upgrade your server. You add more server, like server number 1, server number 2, server number 3, server number 4. With same capacity. Means server number 2 is also 8 GB and 4 CPU. Server number 3 is also 8 GB and 4 CPU. So you do not upgrade your system. You just buy more servers. You just buy more servers. So that situation we are calling horizontal scale. So in horizontal scaling, what is happening here? If you're trying to understand, you have server 1, you have server 2, and you have server 3. So whenever some users, means this is user 1, whenever some users want to access your website, if they see that server number 1 is busy, they are going to access server 1. In this way, the system will not crash and system will easily handle your sudden spike in the system, which is 5 user to 50,000 users. This sudden spike can be handled by horizontal scaling, also with vertical scaling. So this is the overall process of scaling. So scaling can be done by upgrade the system or by more servers. That is vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. That's it for today. And after that day, we are in the next lecture. We are going to learn about load balancing, and it will be more interesting. So thanks for giving us your time. Thank you.